He says, Dr. Anders, you said that Muslims don't worship the same God as Catholics, but in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 841, it says differently. Quote, the Church's relationship with Muslims, the plan of salvation, also includes those who acknowledge the Creator in the first place amongst those whom are the Muslims. These profess to hold the faith of Abraham, and together with us, they adore the one merciful God and mankind's judge on the last day. What say you?
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate that. I'm holding the catechism in front of me here,
Yeah.
and I don't see anywhere in the text that you just cited the affirmation that Muslims and Catholics worship the same God. I don't see that in there at all. What I see is that, like us, they adore the one merciful God.
Ah.
All right. Do Muslims understand that God is one, self-subsistent, and the creator of all things? Yes. Do Catholics believe that? Yes. Does that mean that we are worshiping? Now, it may be the case that we are worshiping numerically the same deity.
A God.
Right. All right. I mean, in other words, let me put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I see a stranger coming over the hill, but he's at a distance, and my eyesight's poor. All right, and he's wearing some kind of uniform. Okay, and I think maybe he's a policeman. Maybe I need a policeman. And I turn to Tom and I say, "Did you see that policeman coming over the hill?" And Tom, whose eyes are like laser sharp, looks and goes, "That's not a policeman. That's a fireman." You know. And so Tom answers me and says, "No, I don't see any policeman. All right, but I do see somebody coming over the hill. But I see a fireman coming over the hill." And I'm like, "Oh gosh, there's a fireman too? Man, we're covered, you know. But I need a cop." And we're sitting there disputing about who's coming over the hill. Well, are we identifying the same individual or not? Well, it depends on how you understand your terms, right? Obviously, we both see something. We're not agreed on what it is. It's kind of sort of the same, and it's kind of sort of not the same. Well, that's the situation that we are in with respect to the Muslims.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, we all understand there's one God and the creator of all things, right? But there are profound, massive, irreconcilable differences in the Catholic conception of God and the Muslim conception of God. And I listed several of them yesterday on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I think it's unhelpful. I think it's naive and simplistic to just say we worship the same God. That statement needs to be qualified very, very heavily in terms of exactly what sense it's the same and in what sense it's very, very different. If you just leave it hanging without qualification, I think you risk leading people to thinking that there's substantially no difference. There's huge differences in our conceptions of God.
Okay, very good. Appreciate
and
that.
by the way, this is an intensely controverted question. All right, because the definitional problem is so difficult, and there are really good Catholic philosophers that take different points of view on this and battle it out endlessly with one another over how do we define those terms, all right, as to whether we do or don't. But it's not a simple yes or no answer.
Okay, fair enough.